Hi, my name is Tim Carr. I'm the General Manager of Kunes RV, Green Bay, Wisconsin. And welcome to another episode of Kunes Camper Convo. Today we're meeting with Jay Abbott from the Freedom High School. Jay and I got together and we did a little charitable donation for a homeless vet. And Jay and I are going to kind of discuss what's going on and how we accomplished that. How you doing, Jay? I'm sitting here with Jay Abbott from the Freedom High Schools in Freedom, Wisconsin. How you doing today, Jay?
Doing great, Tim. Good to be here.
Thanks for coming. Well, Jay, so what do you think of this Brinkley RV that I brought up here for us to sit in front of?
Oh, man, this is
camping
style. Yeah, I had a chance to look at it, man. I could live in this thing. I mean, you can tell from the inside out and the outside in that this is what you want. This is top
Some
notch.
of these things are amazing, aren't they? Brinkley, good product, good designs, good colors. It's the RV industry. I don't think there's a better industry to be involved in. I really enjoy it. The people are outstanding. The RV industry itself is a fun industry. Yeah, we like them, and like I said, they're coming in all sizes, shapes, and forms.
I see a lot of them out there.
Yeah, there is. There's a ton of them. Can you maybe tell us a little bit what you do down at the school there?
Sure. Well, I'm the automotive instructor at Freedom High School. We do collision repair and regular auto mechanics. So in our program during the school, we're doing all those basic mechanical skill sets and doing a little bit of paint and body as well. And that's kind of what makes
kind of
it unique.
support your shop too,
Yeah,
right? Buying
yeah.
the equipment, things of that nature.
Absolutely.
Okay. Good deal. Now you have a program that your school put together for different charitable events and contributions and things like that, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure.
How that works?
So, outside of our regular, 7:30 to 3:30 school program, we have a couple different clubs that we offer at Freedom High School. And our most common is probably our Freedom High School Auto Club. And so we have kids working on cars and trucks and motorcycles and really lots of neat stuff. And that's an after-school program. And from that, we kind of developed this, what we call Freedom Wheels project. And so we wrote some grants, got connected with Harbor Freight Tools for Schools, and they challenged schools to build what we call a community impact program. So we were building cars and working on cool stuff and just doing stuff for us, things that we liked. And what they challenged us to do is put those skills to work and benefit someone in our community. And so from that, we developed what we call Freedom Wheels. And the first time through, we actually wrote a grant, bought a car, and repaired it for a local veteran. And so it was a minivan. A guy needed a car. And so through that program, we were able to receive funding, put this car together, got some other donations through our network, which we'll talk about later. But really, had a bunch of people come together, help us out. We put our mechanical skill set to work, and we're able to provide a vehicle for a local veteran.
That's awesome.
And so, Freedom Wheels, that was kind of Freedom Wheels round one.
Yeah.
And then, as we'll talk later, we pursued that program and then ended up getting to this RV business from there.
Nice. Great. Now, when you do something like that, I mean, how do you choose, what charitable things you want to get involved in? How do you go about getting other businesses in the community, things of that nature, to chime in? I mean, there's got to be quite a process to keeping everybody in the loop, setting up the vendors, getting everybody to help out, and keeping everything in line.
Yeah, it is. When they say it takes a village, it really does. And so for our projects, whether they be big or small, whether they be, for our community like we're doing with our Freedom Wheels program, or even just fixing one of the students' cars, the first thing that has to happen is our administration has to be on board.
Right.
And we're so lucky, from our superintendent to my principal, and even the business office, because they got to cut some checks for what we're doing, man. And I drive them nuts with our paperwork. But
I bet.
What we're doing is really outside the box. The typical high school is not doing the things that we're doing. And I'm ordering parts and organizing donations and things like that. And so it really starts from the top with our administration, giving us the opportunity to do that. And then, our community and the relationships that we've built just, right in Freedom, but then also, other manufacturers and parts companies and just people that, across the automotive industry are just interested in what we're doing.
Back and
And helping our cause, putting tools and equipment in the hands of our students. So we've been doing this for a long time, been able to create some relationship with companies that I know, hey, when I need this, we can call Sherwin-Williams. They're our paint sponsor.
Nice.
Say, we're getting ready to paint this car. I really could use some help on that. Well, they'll send us primer and paint and clear coat. And so building those relationships are really what gives us the chance to do this. Because as you know, fixing cars, fixing RVs, things like that, it's expensive and we need a lot of help.
Yeah. And then so it's you, and then the students and your classes are the ones helping out, fixing the cars, staying after school, things of that nature. So
yeah, we consider ourselves a student-led organization,
Right.
and really with this grant program through Harbor Freight Tools for Schools, this was supposed to be a student-led project, and so my students really tend to take the lead, and that might be a small group of 3 or 4, or it may be even up to 10 to 12 kids, going above and beyond, again, what we do in the classroom, but the after school, the weekends, the phone calls, the text
donate their
messages,
time, all that
and they're
stuff.
going around town and they're building relationships too. That's what's really neat is, we'll have a need, and one of the students will come forward and say, hey, my uncle does that, and boom, we can make that relationship
Nice,
and
that works.
connection.
There you
Yeah.
go.
We had a student working for a cabinet company a couple years ago, and we were finishing some boards for a C10 for the bed, and he said, hey, my boss would love to get in on this, and that guy helps us out, does some wood finishing and things like that. And so that's really how our network is built. As you know, with our RV project, we needed some help with the chassis mechanical. We couldn't, we can't even jack that thing up. It's a
Right,
Class A.
it was
It
huge,
doesn't
yeah.
fit in our shop.
Right.
So we have a local HD dealer, Clink Equipment, and I just called Brian Clink and I said, hey man, this is what we got going in. Zero hesitation. Whatever you need, Jay, whatever you need. And they want to not only help us, but bring the kids in, get them involved in the process. So it's really, it's top level learning so far beyond a textbook or the things we can do in our auto shop. We get out into the world and
talking about life experiences and things like that. Get the
Absolutely.
kids involved in stuff
Absolutely.
like this, giving their time.
Yep.
I mean, how many teenagers give up a nights or weekends to go and do something charitable?
Right.
That's amazing what you've accomplished.
And thank you. And I really believe, this is my educational philosophy, that life is all about the experiences. I don't remember, you don't remember, math class on day one. I don't remember what book I read in English, but I remember the field trips that we went on. I remember in the shop, fixing cars, listening to music, doing those things, and that's where the experience is built. And those are the things that our students carry on. And whether they work in the automotive industry or not, talk about eating an elephant. When you look at these big projects, I mean, nothing bigger than the RV, right?
Right.
I cut 2 of my seniors loose and I said, listen, here's the list. Go get it. And they learn to take this really big project and break it down step by step and tell me that's not a life experience.
That is.
One of those students is training to be an electrician. He's going down his journeyman path, And so not only is he applying that skill set, he's got a multimeter in his hand and he's doing it, he's figuring it out,
Yeah.
But he's learning, okay, I'm going to take this one system at a time. Today we're going to work on these light switches, and then we're going to go over here, we're going to be in the bedroom, and we're going to work on the power stairs, and learning how to process that really big project into step 1, step 2, step 3. And so we really focus on the experiences, the skill set, certainly, but really, far beyond just, hey, I'm going to fix cars, because I don't have, 25 kids that are going to fix cars for the rest of their lives.
Right.
But I do have 25 kids that are going to go out into this world and have to learn how to deal with life, man. And so that's really what we're trying
That's
to
a good
do.
head start. That's kudos to you and
Thank you.
your program down there. Now, we did get involved a little bit in the veterans with the RV and everything. You had the students do the RV. You had the Clink. Is it Clink?
Clink, yep.
Clink?
Mm-hmm.
Do some of the chassis repairs and stuff like that. How did that program end up? I mean, the veteran took the camper. And
Yep.
it's
So we're actually wrapping it up right now. There's a couple, project like that's got some big
Oh, yeah, it
big
does.
challenges
Yeah,
in front of it. So we're wrapping that up right now. Our veteran is hoping to take delivery of that here in the next couple of weeks.
Nice.
And again, he's living in this thing. I mean, this isn't a guy going out for the weekend. He's really going to live this. Yeah, this is his home on wheels. So we have to really go through this thing, make sure it's right and tall.
Not going to leave him stranded.
Exactly. And so, again, we're so fortunate to be working with Kunes to provide us this opportunity to give us this starting point here. We had a budget of $5,000.
Well, we appreciate you coming and getting us involved because we do. Kunes does want to get back to the community.
Yeah,
and
this is
a great way to do it.
Absolutely. And so we were so fortunate, again, to be able to create that relationship that came through the Wisconsin Auto Truck Dealers Association. So Kunes' involvement in that foundation is what connected us together. And so, again, it's about that big network, right? How we're able to build those relationships and then to meet a guy like you and have somebody that I can call and say, hey, this is what we need, and then have a guy on the ground that can make it happen. Kunes is a great example because you're a big organization, you got a lot of dealerships. If I just start cold calling guys in Green Bay or Neenah, it's hard to build a relationship, but then when you meet somebody like yourself that we can have an actionable conversation with, that's what makes it happen. Exactly.
You know who to call. Hey, we want to do this. We've got another homeless, or we've got this, we've got this. You've got people you can connect that are willing to help and want to help. And
so
that's
again,
amazing stuff.
Yeah, and we were so fortunate. I never thought to fill the cabinets, right? I was talking about the camper one night with my wife, and she says to me, she goes, well, what else are you putting in it? And I said, what do you mean? I'm talking about chassis, mechanical, and all this stuff. And she says, well, don't you think we should get them some canned foods, some mac and cheese, things like that? I'm like, oh, forks and knives and stuff, dishes. I'm like, oh,
well, that's that's thinking out.
Exactly.
We wouldn't have thought of
that.
I'm
a nuts and bolts guy. Never crossed my mind. So, all of a sudden, my wife's involved and she hates my projects. So, so she jumps in and now you got a list. Now you got this. And so we posted that to the social media, to, again, our network, our friends, our family. And the whole town of Freedom comes behind us, and people are dropping things off. And they're dropping them off at school, or dropping them off at my house, here. And one of the best example, one of my former students, she saw the post and she jumps on. Our veteran has a dog, and so she brings dog food, dog toys, all these things. I don't have a dog. I never even considered something like that. And that was one of the first things that was dropped off. And so things like that are just so impactful. And again, representative of the network, the relationships. And that's what a great experience for our students to see, I need to talk to people. I need to ask for help. I need to make connections in my life.
Networking is, and get to know people and utilizing different skill sets.
Yeah, that's what really gets the job done.
Well, that's an amazing story, Jay. It really is. Do you have anything in the future planned, or anything coming up, or?
Yeah. This Freedom Wheels thing, this is the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
So, as far as I know, our relationship with Harbor Freight Tools for Schools, they're going to continue these community impact grants. And, ours was a bit of a pilot program, starting with this big of a project. And so, we're going to have the opportunity to share with this network of teachers and have other people doing similar things. As automotive teacher myself, I want other automotive programs to see this and go, hey, I can do that.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if we're going to do a lot of big RVs from here on out, but certainly cars and things maybe a little bit more in our wheelhouse. We're going to continue to not only apply that skill set of our mechanic and auto body trade to fix up cars for people, but we're going to really focus on the veterans. It just kind of happened out the first time. And then obviously the second time with this RV, we're meeting a specific need. But man, the more we talked about it, the more we thought about it, we thought, what better group in our community can we serve than those that have served us,
100%. I agree.
And I know that, Kunes is a big supporter of the veteran community. And, in Freedom, we wave that flag. It says that right on our water tower. You can't see it coming in, man. This is it. And our community is very patriotic and very conservative. And so, these are the causes that we really want to fight for. And so I think
I can't think of a better one to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
The stuff that you're doing, it's a needed program. And it's something that, hopefully other people, other businesses, other communities start seeing, paying attention to it. Maybe they start doing some of these things. And all of a sudden, you've got a whole network of people that are giving back and helping out and being involved in stuff that really makes a difference.
Absolutely. That's what we're trying to do.
Well, good for you, Jay. I appreciate you coming out. Like I said, keep us involved. Anything we can do to help. We like being involved in the community. One of our core values is giving back. So let us know what we can do to help. We're always there for you guys.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. We do
Appreciate it.
appreciate it.
All right.